Hey everybody, it is a super busy time of year. We have lots on the go here. We have a couple of big projects on the go. We just finished the kind of permanent turkey shed where the turkeys are going to live, so that's taken up a lot of our time. And admittedly, I haven't spent a ton of time in the garden and it shows. So I've got a ton of pests out there that I'm battling, weeds, and produce that needs to start being harvested. It's kind of that transition. You know, you get that little breather space when all of the plants and seeds have gone in and nothing's really happening. Well, things are starting to happen. So about a week ago, I processed some garlic scapes. I made pickled garlic scapes, so I'm pretty excited about that to see how they turn out. But they weren't all ready to be harvested at one time, so I harvested the rest tonight, and I'm going to whip up a couple of batches of pesto, which we absolutely love. Almost better than our regular pesto. Well, it's like 50-50, different flavors. But anyways, it's really nice. We can put it on pizza. Most of the time we have it on pasta, and you can even just have it with bread. It's a really versatile food. And so what I do is I make a whole bunch, just as much as the scapes that I have, and then I put it in some little freezer cubes. I bought these new this year. They're like silicone ones, just because sometimes I have a hard time getting them out. So we're going to try this. The only thing when you're making this is that you have to remember that the plastic will take on the flavor. So I'm not going to be able to use these for anything other than pesto, which is fine because I don't really have ice cubes anyway. So here we go. So I do have a recipe, I'll link it down below, that I used the first time I ever made this, but now I just kind of do it by look. And I add a couple of extra things and I don't put in some things. So it'll be helpful for you if you're just starting out, but for me, I just go a little wild here. So I have some walnuts, I have some olive oil, I have some black pepper, I have some lemon, which I have to squeeze, and then I have all of my scapes, which I have in the sink I've washed. And so what I'm gonna do is remove the flower head and then cut them into, you know, I don't know, like 2-inch pieces and dump them in the food processor. So I'm gonna do that now, and then I'll bring you back when I've got all those processed and ready to go. What I should say is that I put the first flower head in there, but I actually keep them. I have a freezer bag on the go. I keep all the flower heads and any other greens. There's some old celery in here that Brian wanted for something, I can't remember what. And so when I make my stock, which I have to do soon, I just dump all that in for flavor. So that's helpful. All right, we're gonna juice our lemons. So I would say this is about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and I just put it in through this strainer so that I catch any of the seeds that might have fallen through. Okay, I put in, I don't know, like 2 teaspoons of black pepper. Gonna give that, gonna have to let it go for a bit here. Now I'm gonna add my olive oil, and it'll probably be about a cup when all is said and done. And I'm also going to add a few handfuls of walnuts just because I like the flavor. Pine nuts are too expensive, so walnuts are a cheaper option. Just gonna scrape down the sides so that it all gets in there. That smells so good. I wish you guys could smell it. Why haven't they invented smell-o-vision yet? Seriously. All right, a little bit more olive oil. Needs more lemon. Perfect. I know it's done when it kind of rolls back into itself and keeps on blending. That's, I don't even know what that's called. Probably doesn't have a name, but that's how I know when it's done. So probably given it a little taste. So good. Oh, it's so good. If you grow garlic or can get your hands on garlic scapes this time of year. Now, I didn't add any Parmesan cheese, and that's because we prefer to add it when we eat it. So whichever you want, you can add it at this stage, but we add fresh when we eat it. And I like it better that way. Then all I do is pack it into this little ice cube tray. With the spatula, I just mush it in there. And then I freeze it, and once it's frozen, I pop them out. And sometimes, like when I make the kale pesto at the end of the season with the basil, like the other kind of pesto, I vacuum pack all of the little ice cubes. Is just that way they last longer, like they preserve a little bit better that way. But you can just put them in Ziploc bags as well. So whichever. I really like this new silicone, these new ice cube trays. They're easy to load with the spatula and kind of keep the tops clean. They come with a nice little lid too. Not sure that I'm going to use that, but it's a nice little feature. Holy, it was like I planned it. Okay, so there you have it. I don't know, 8 ice cubes of garlic scape pesto. When we cook a whole box of pasta, which will give us a bunch of leftovers, we would use about 2 to 3 cubes. So a couple meals anyways, and then this we can eat fresh next week. So anyways, hope you have the opportunity to make yourself some garlic scape pesto. It's super awesome. I'll report back on the pickled garlic scapes because I've never made them before, but this is to die for, especially in the middle of winter. Once you thaw it, oh, it's so good. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.